Hello. Today we'll be diving into some quick instructions on how to enable remote desktop on your Ubuntu machine. Whether you're managing a server or accessing your desktop from just away from home, this guide will help you set up everything you need. The first step is you need to have Ubuntu installed. Here I'm using version 20.04 LTS, which is long-term support, but many versions will also work with these instructions. With this, you will also need to have access to the internet and also be a network administrator. What this means, if you are only somewhat familiar with Linux, is you have to have access to the sudo command within your machine. Within the description, First, we'll need to make sure that your packages are up to date. To do this, you need to open your terminal through clicking the Activities button, and then you can type terminal. There are other ways to do this, but this is just how I choose to do it. And you want to type sudo apt update, and I'm running it on a fresh machine right now, so it's going to be, and then you will want to do sudo apt upgrade. And in this, if something comes up with saying, do you want to continue, type Y, and then continue. I'll have all these commands posted in the description, so you'll be able to find them there if something isn't working. This will run for a little while until it can download, and then eventually, once it's done, it'll leave you with a message confirming the completion. Now that you have the downloads and updates complete, the screen should look something like this. Next, we need to download the package for xrdp. To do this, you'll have to run these commands. You'll have to do sudo apt install xrdp. It might give you a confirmation message, such as here, and it should just take a moment. It's not nearly as big of an update or package as what you just ran. It should just be a moment, and you will have it installed. And there we go. It is installed. Okay, now that we have xrdp downloaded, we'll need to allow it to get through your firewalls. First, you're going to do sudo apt install ufw. I already have this installed, so it's not going to do anything. Then sudo ufw allow 3389. This is the port that is used for in allowing remote desktop connections. Then we are going to sudo ufw enable to enable the firewall. I just activated it, so then we are going to reload. Sudo ufw reload, and sudo ufw status to view the status. You can see we are allowing connections on 3389 on IPv4 and v6. You could do more advanced commands so that you can block out certain more specific things, or generally if you were to do, you might want to only allow IPv4, but this is beyond the scope of this video. Next, to have this function properly, you'll have to add to the ssl-cert group. To do this, you just need to run sudo adduser xrdp ssl-cert. It adds the group, and that's all. Now, finally, one of the things is if you want to access this remote desktop from outside of your network, you will need to port forward. To port forward, it depends based on your router, so I've provided a link in the description to link to different instructions on how to port forward for different things. What you will have to do is make a port forward that is port forwarding to the machine that you want to have remote desktop go to, and then you will need to port forward port 3389, similarly to how you did with the firewall. Okay. Now that we have the remote desktop successfully created, we just have to test it out. I'm here using in Ubuntu, I have the remote desktop client, but if you're in Windows, you can look at remote desktop. Then all you have to do is type in your IPv4 of the device you want to connect to, and then pretty much click connect. It might ask for some login details. I already have that set up here, and if I click on it, it's going to connect, and I'm remote desktoped in. Now that you have xrdp installed and RDP working, that is it. If this connection is working correctly, and especially if you're doing it tested from outside of your network, if you were doing port forwarding, that's all you have to do. If you have any issues with these instructions, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure I can help, or if anyone else is having similar issues, people can help you troubleshoot that. The community is really great for getting help. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and happy networking.